Hi! Today I am going to be doing screen printing, which is super fun. And right now I am just making the stencil to screen print on. And the things that I'm going to be screen printing on are this tie-dye t-shirt and this tank top. And now I'll show you all the things you need. I have a sheet of paper, and I have more paper under there. A ruler, because I'm going to want to make straight lines. A pencil. I have more pencils too. An X-Acto knife. And blades for the X-Acto knife. A clipboard for when I do the X-Acto knife cutting. And that's all you need to make the stencils. I'm going to do the design I'm doing for the tank top first, and it's going to be a row of little triangles, and that's what I'm going to need the straight edge for. I'll show you how I'm going to do this design, just in case you want to do the same one, if you like it. First, so that I can make it on a straight line, I'm going to mark off a 1/2 inch on the side of my paper, and then the same thing on the other side of my paper. I'm just going to go straight across with my ruler like that, and that's going to be the base I'm going to make the triangles on. If you want to see that a little closer, I just drew a straight line right across. Now, I'm going to mark off 1/2 inch in from each side so that I can start the triangles in an even way. Then I'll show you again up close. If you can see the little tick mark there and there, that's where I'm starting the triangles. I'm actually going to use this geometer to trace the triangles. I'm going to use this one right here. And there, if you can see, are the triangles. And now I'm going to cut them out with my X-Acto knife and my clipboard. So I have my X-Acto knife, and if you can see, I'm just going to take it and just trace right down the side. Alright, and then just pull it out, and I'm going to keep these little things because you can actually use the things you cut out to make the negative image, which maybe I'll show you how to do. And then I'm just going to keep cutting until all the triangles are cut out. Okay, and now I have the stencil. And now I'm going to take a second piece of paper and I'm going to start my second design. So for my second design, I'm going to just do the word meep, which you might have seen. I have it written on my desk. It's just something I say a lot, so I thought it would be fun to have it on a shirt. So for letters, I like to do bubble letters, and I do have letter stencils, but I actually don't really like the way they look, so I think I'm just going to make my own. And this I'm going to do a lot more freehand, because I have screen printed before, and I think that the freehand look for words actually looks really nice. So I'm just going to take my paper, which I'll move over here so you can see better, and my pencil, and I'm just going to trace it out. Here is my finished meep drawing, and now I'm going to cut it out with the X-Acto knife. Also, don't worry if it's not centered, because you're going to cut it out anyway, and you can center the actual words on the sheet. You'll see what I mean when I actually do it. Just going to take my clipboard and my X-Acto knife again. I'm going to clip it in and cut it out. There we go, and that's meep all cut out. Now, as you can see, I had to cut out the inside of the P. So even if you don't want to do the negative image, make sure to save the inside of your letters. I mean, or you could just cut out a new inside from a blank piece of paper, but keep or remake the inside of letters like P's, O's, A's, so that you can tape it down when we actually print with ink, and then it will create the hole in the middle. Now that we've made our stencils, it's time to tape them onto the shirts and print away. Okay, so now we're on to the printing portion of the whole situation. As for supplies, of course I have my t-shirts. I also have a squeegee, 2 screen printing ink colors, black and blue, my stencils, obviously, a screen on which I shall screen print, and then this piece of cardboard just to make a place that's smooth and that I can also try not to get any ink on the floor of my terrace, but I'm pretty sure the screen ink is water soluble, so it should just wash out. So I have my tank top set up on my cardboard. I'm gonna put some scrap paper inside just so that the ink doesn't bleed through, just to make 100% sure. And now I'm just gonna put this down here. I'm gonna line it up at the corner but then go straight across because this shirt is kind of old, so it dips down in the middle. Actually, I'm gonna need to print it twice. Once on these 4 and then finish it out on this side because the stencil isn't quite wide enough. So what you do is you take this guy, the screen, and you lay it right on top, and that can actually hold it in place. And then on this shirt, I'm gonna use the black ink. And you just want to blub out enough. And it's not the worst thing in the world if you have too much, but it's just a waste. And then you just take your squeegee and you just kind of smush it up and down along the place where your design is. Everywhere that there's paper will obviously be protected, but where there's not paper, ink will go. And you actually don't need to let it sit. You can just pick it right up. You have little triangles. I'm just gonna try to leave these guys stuck on and scooch over and line this up and do another round. And I'm just taking the extra ink off of here and putting it onto these two triangles so that I don't have to use any more ink than I've already used. And voila! Now I messed up a teeny bit and there's not a lot of ink in this triangle. I'm just gonna kind of paint it on, which is fudging it a little, but you know, do what you gotta do. Screen printing, yay! And now I'm gonna do the second shirt that I have. So it's this guy, and I'm just gonna do the same setup. There are ants on the terrace. And also this shirt's a lot thinner, so it is possible that the ink will go through this one. Which is why we need the paper, yay! Okay, so I'm aiming to put the words right on the chest. It's a 4-letter word, so I'm just lining the middle of the word up with the V in the shirt-ish. I'm taking the hole of the P, plopping it right on there. Now I'm going to lay down the screen, which I washed off a little bit, onto the shirt, just making sure there's no wrinkles and that the dot of the P stays where I want it to. Definitely enough, might even be too much. So now this one kind of came out terribly, but I fixed it a little bit, which is, I mean, that's better than nothing. Alright, so this is how these shirts came out. The Meep one got a little bit more messed up than the triangles. I'm actually not sure why. So I basically had to paint in the Meep letters a little bit. And you can't really see it from far away, but you can see it up close. And also in hindsight, the Meep letters, I would have made them bigger. They're a little small, but I haven't worn it yet, so we'll see once I wear it. The painting on the Meep letters really made them kind of bumpy, as you can see. As opposed to the triangles, which are really quite smooth. I think the triangles came out really nicely. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you tomorrow!